It was a tough day for families who are furious after a jury spared the life of the Parkland shooter.
And we're hearing from some of the jurors about their decision tonight, plus new details about the jury's request to see the assault-style rifle used in the massacre. We have live team coverage for you on all of this, beginning with Local 10's Christina Vasquez. And Christina, you've been covering the penalty phase from the very start.
And as you know, it has been months of difficult trial testimony leading to an outcome that so many of the family members of the murdered in that courtroom found devastating. And now, new tonight, we are learning some of the jurors did as well.
We now know why the jury requested to see the AR-15 style rifle. A female juror telling Local 10 News they placed it on the deliberation table to remind the three who were a vote for life of the weight of it. The testimony on how the high-velocity bullets the Parkland shooter fired into his murder victims wreaked damage to tissue, organs, and bones.
Bullet came here and come through the chest.
It proceeded to pass through the upper part of the right lung.
To include murder victim Joaquin Oliver.
An explosion inside of the skull.
If you heard Joaquin's case, that was enough to decide that he has to go to the death penalty.
For his mother, the jury's determination unbearable.
And you didn't get the right punishment?
The juror we spoke with tonight would agree, telling me she is devastated. Family members of the murdered in the courtroom looking at them with hope, unable to look back, she said, knowing the verdict they were about to hear would devastate them.
The existence of the aggravating factor,
the jury in this case,
cold, calculated, and premeditated manner,
may have agreed the state proved beyond a reasonable doubt that Nikolas Cruz knowingly created a great risk of death to many persons, that it was especially
heinous, atrocious, or cruel. Yes.
But they didn't all agree those aggravators outweighed the reasons for life the defense presented during its case.
No.
Sentencing Nikolas to life is the right thing to do.
The defense had asked jurors to consider what shaped the Parkland shooter. A birth mother who the defense said poisoned him in her womb by abusing alcohol and drugs. An adoptive mother, inept, they said, with managing his developmental delays, struggles with anxiety and aggression. This letter to the judge from a juror who states she voted for life described the deliberations as tense. The juror who thought death was the appropriate punishment said the other jurors who felt the same even posted the autopsy photos of the victims to the jury room wall to ensure they all understood the impact of their decision. Because they were not unanimous on all 17 counts, a final recommendation of life in prison without parole.
And new tonight, we have learned that prosecutors have filed a motion with the court. They are asking for authorization for a law enforcement official to interview a juror in this case that they say called them to say a fellow juror threatened them in the jury room. It really speaks to what we now know was friction during these jury deliberations. Now, in order to impose the sentence, that comes from the judge, and she set a hearing for that on November 1st. Reporting live for you from Fort Lauderdale, I'm Christina Vasquez, Local 10 News.